This is Recaps with Caps. Today I bring you a story from Bristol, where Christina Howell has been accused of committing a hate crime. In broad daylight, she murdered somebody in front of the whole community. People that was there said it was for no reason at all. We found out the police have actually charged her with committing a hate crime. Later on, after the post went viral, someone that knows her contacted me. They came to my DMs and they asked me who sent the video to me. We got into a discussion. At this point, this is where she explained to me that this isn't a hate crime, it's an actual state crime. Christina Howell was failed by the state. This isn't a hate crime, it's a state crime. Listen to the conversation and make the decision yourself. Recaps with Caps.
This is the face of someone that thinks it's okay to come to the middle of St. Paul's and just stab a man in his neck for no good reason.
Recaps with Caps, we back, man. Is a video from that someone in the local communities took and passed over to me. How comes you're asking?
I appreciate that you're sharing things from the community, but the fact that the police have already been noted by solicitors that this is negligence. They have the mental health team that was looking after her were not looking after her for 6 to 8 months in the run-up to what's happened today. And for the week prior to this week just gone, there were multiple attempts to try and get her help from a crisis team, which didn't happen. And so the solicitor is building a case against the mental health services and the failings of that. It is not a racially motivated attack, and she is not sound of mind. And the fact that it's circulating and it's damning her in a way that is not appropriate is not okay, if you care at all.
To be honest, I don't care about her. Not to be rude, but someone in our community has been taken away from us. This doesn't mean that we're going to shy away from showing people who's involved in this situation. Now, when it comes to the area of St. Paul's and a lot of black areas in Bristol, and to be honest, not even black areas no more, because the crime spread it out to areas where you haven't got predominantly black people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now people can see this issue, because knife crime is usually pointed at certain demographics, certain communities, and people can see it's affecting a lot of people. You get me? You have the thing in London the other day. Some people associate that with the incel thing, and I think they got a good point with that. But this one here, and then you got this one here, and there's also been other stabbings and killings this year. And when people hear St. Paul's, straight away they just think it's a black person. It's this, it's that. Well, people need to know, like, mental health is affecting people all over the world, all over Bristol, even in these inner city communities, is affecting them in a different way. The person that got took away from us, he had his own personal issues that he was dealing with. Now, this lady's coming to our community. She shouldn't have been out at all. That's something where the police have to take responsibility for that, on letting her out, and her doctors and the people who was in charge in that. But us as a community can't be expected to just not post things and not let people know the truth. There's another video circling with her on the floor and actually getting held by the community. And I respect that, because I'm not going to lie to you. If that was certain parts and certain people in certain areas, they would have dealt with that peacefully. By the time the police came, that person would have been hurt. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But no, the community did not even think on that level. Straight away, the community said, you know what? We're just going to hold it here and let the police deal with it. Let the law deal with it. And that's all that footage shows. Somebody waiting and for the police to arrest them for the crime that they've done. She's committed a terrible crime, and now she will pay the price for that. Okay, she's got mental health issues and other issues, so she's probably not going to go to prison. She's probably going to go to a hospital. I'm not here to assume that. But there's a little boy who's old enough to not understand. I hear what you're saying, but guess what? There's people that's old enough to understand the loss of Isaac. Rest in peace to Isaac, yeah? Because not once have you even said condolences to that man, okay? Right? I hope that this lady's family is now a victim of this lady's crimes. Isaac's family are now a victim of this lady's crimes. This isn't just hurting this white lady and her children. This is hurting a whole community. And Isaac had more than just black friends. He had friends from all types of communities. Now, I'm sorry, but we're not just going to take up for her son or whatever. I haven't slandered the lady. I've simply posted the post. Yeah. I understand what you're saying. But nah, I'm gonna... Okay, excuse me if you felt like I made it a race issue. I was just speaking on the wider issues that we're kind of dealing with. But when it comes to St. Paul's, yeah, I think you have to understand a lot of the knife crime, the areas dealt with. You get me? A lot of killings, the areas dealt with. And every time someone dies in St. Paul's, it brings back flashbacks for the community and for the things that we've been through. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? So it's like that same road where Isaac got killed, rest in peace, somebody else also got killed, rest in peace. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's the traumatic things. I understand you speaking about her family and kids, but there's a wider community that's hurt by this. And now her families are victims of this same thing because of her actions. And her mental health might be to blame. That's cool. Let's point fingers at the police then. Cool. But this still happened. It still happened. She still committed this. The community's still hurting. The community still got flashbacks of things that's happened a year ago, a few months ago, 10 years ago. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I understand. This is what I'm trying to say to you. It seems like a lot of people's been let down out here. But I'm not about to make anybody a victim because we're in charge of our own actions. But we also have to see where things stem from. Like, okay, we can see where you're saying to me her thing stems from the past and her having to deal with a few things. Okay, then. Well, the community's still dealing with a few things as well. You're speaking about that son, about her son, but there's loads of young boys in the area that are now probably thinking, you know what? Man can get took out by a woman. I need to defend myself from these people, and even a woman that might come across a bit mad. Like, it messes up your internal thought process. Like, these things are bigger than just the people in St. Paul's saying, look at this woman, she's evil, she's evil, she's evil. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. And you know what? The fact that the people in St. Paul's can have compassion and not trouble this lady or hurt this lady and wait for the police to come out, that shows me the people in St. Paul's will have enough compassion if it came out that this woman was let down by the state. I truly believe that. I truly believe we have that compassion where we can see, you know what? This wasn't even this lady's fault. She was sick. She was sick. She was ill. I think the community's got enough compassion to see this and understand this. But at this point right now where it's so fresh and it's so hurtful, we're like, what's going on? Like, it's hardly been in the media. Like, I've posted it on Twitter. Everybody's saying they've not even seen this. They've not heard about it. If the crime was on the ever foot, everybody would have heard about it. If it was a black man that killed the white woman, this would be everywhere. But it's not. Why? Because there's a white woman, mental health illness, and there's a black guy, and he's so-called crazy. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, people have to understand the dynamics of this whole situation. If this white lady killed another white lady, the story wouldn't have been like this. But you got to understand, there's certain... And I'm gonna say this. I don't know how you're gonna take it, but when I say privilege, I mean it in a specific way. She gets looked at differently, right? The way the police have handcuffed her, handcuffs in front of her, no behind the back twist up stuff like that. I've seen black people in the same area argue with police and get put up in handcuffs already, right? So we can see, being a white lady in that community, she was shown some type of privilege by the police and the way they handled her, yeah? The community even showed her some type of respect with the way they handled her. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? That doesn't happen for all of us. And now the fact that she's got mental health, that's another point for her where it looks, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, nah, man, we need to do better as a whole. But I don't think the community in St. Paul should be asked to do A, B, C, or D, because they've been very compassionate as it is. And yeah, that's what I try to be, just an advocate for just people who don't get their voices heard. And in this community, a lot of voices ain't heard. A lot of people don't understand the plights we face, because what I've noticed is a lot of us tend to only speak up when things impact us in our communities. Like knife crime, for instance, it didn't used to impact a lot of other communities outside of like Easton and St. Paul's, because that's where a lot of crime was happening. But now it started impacting other communities. You start to see other people speak up more. And I've started to realize, like, whether it be a man, whether it be a woman, whether it be black, white, Asian or whatever, people tend to speak up more when it's happening in their communities.
It sounds like we've both got the same kind of mission. We just want to make sure that people are looked after. I think this is a mental health issue. And I hear you about it being something to do with St. Paul's and the community. However, I don't know if this specific case is specifically to do with that. And I think once everything comes out in evidence, it will become very, very hard to backtrack on the community angle that has been taken. But I've already spoken to a reporter this morning, and he has a lot of information, as do I, and it's very, very, very evident that this is a mental health issue. And so I think trying to help steer it in that direction will help your community from going down a route which is going to be completely debunked pretty soon. So it's probably better to get the right information out sooner than it is to try and backtrack on what you've said and cause more polarity than is necessary. We don't want people to feel unnecessarily scared of things. As you said earlier, you know, there's kids that will be affected and worried about things happening when actually we don't want to create concern. We want to create unity. I think I want for everyone to be able to come together on one cause. Otherwise we're just all going off in different directions. And so if that interests you and if you want to talk about it, then I'm here.